Hey guys, it's Bro You Whack, and I don't have a lot of things that get me out of bed that make me happy. Probably because I'm not, but today is the exception because after months of being ridiculed, nerfed, and having depression, May finally got a buff, and an actual good one too. In fact, it wasn't just May, other heroes got changed with this specific experimental patch that I want to showcase the different changes and see if you're going to be crying tonight. More than likely you are, because, well, the world is just not a good place right now. So you're going to see that two heroes were the main focus on this experimental patch, which, a reminder, this is just on the experimental mode, but the first hero we're going to be looking at is the other hero that got a lot of different changes, which is Baptiste, where his primary fire, his recovering time is now reduced to 0.38 seconds, meaning that he's gonna fire shots a lot faster. However, his damage is compensated for that buff where it's now 1 less damage per bullet. So you are able to fire shots a lot faster, but you do less damage. However, his secondary fire, his ability to heal, is actually the complete opposite, where his recovery time is now increased, where he fires a lot slower, but he does more heals per second. But the other So I don't think you need a comparison to see the change that they did to Baptiste's ultimate ability. They increased it to 9 meters. They didn't give him a window. They gave him a whole entire house, bro. Like at first, I didn't believe it was real, but sure enough, yeah, they gave him a gigantic window for you to fire through. Okay. Moving past that drastic change, we got a tiny buff to Brigitte where her base health is now 175. I know. Now, luckily, this isn't a buff to her armor, just her base health, but is it awkward to see her health at 225? Well, prepare for it to be even more awkward because McCree's health is also at 225 now. But his reload time got a buff to where now he's able to reload a little bit faster at 1.2 seconds, meaning that you technically are able to fire faster, meaning that you are able to get more damage off. So, really, that tiny buff can go a long ways with McCree. All right, boys and girls, the May buff, the thing that we've been waiting for, the thing that I've been advocating for years now. Her cryo freeze now restores her ammo. It doesn't restore it fully though. It only restores it 15 bullets per second. So it's not like Reaper where every single time you go into Wraith form, it gives you a full 8 clip. No, it's gradually over time, meaning that not only does it restore your health, but it restores your ammo. I like the idea of this, but I really gotta test it out in game to see if I see that this is a drastic change for the better. I would like it increased a little bit more, maybe 20 ammo per second, but hey, it's a buff. Plus her ice wall, the cooldown went down by 1 second. Okay, the cryo freeze is the main focus here. I'm so happy. Symmetra got a buff to her shield health to where now it's 125, making her another 225 hero. Man, I can't, it's so awkward. It's so awkward. But you wanna know what's even more awkward? Widowmaker's health going down to 175. I don't get it, man. Like, I understand that they gotta balance out the game, and I'll take balance over awkward numbers, but I can't be the only one that's getting, like, a little bit frazzled by seeing 225 and 175. But hey, if that'll make the heroes more balanced, if that'll make Brigitte, McCree, and Symmetra better heroes at the end of the day, then I'm willing to take it. I just don't understand why they nerfed Widowmaker's health. But again, I don't want to focus on those heroes. I want to focus on the May change, and I guess we could touch up on the Baptiste change, because again, those were the two heroes, if you couldn't tell, that got the most love out of this specific experimental patch, which I need to remind you guys, whether you love these changes, hate these changes, or you find it actually kind of weird that they're lowering buffing by 25 health, it's only on experimental mode. It's not set in stone, but it's like a 90% chance that it is going to go onto live servers. But Blizzard has done this in the past where they brought experimental changes to a whole gang of heroes, like 10 plus heroes, and they only brought half the changes onto live servers. But I can definitely see the Baptiste and May changes going on to live servers, especially the May changes because she desperately needs it now. Now you can comment something stupid saying, you just want the May changes because you like May. Well, that is true, I do like May, but anybody with half a brain can tell that May is in the worst position that she's ever been in. And that could be from an emotional standpoint, but I always try to look at it logically and back it up with statistics because May is one of the least played heroes right now, one of the least winning heroes right now, and that is due to the fact that she just got constantly nerfed for 6 months straight. every single patch at the beginning of the year, there was a Mei nerf. It was to her wall, it was to her ammo clip, it was to the distance of how far she can freeze. So it just all gradually led up to her not really being all that useful, other than situations of her wanting to stall out on the second point of 2CP maps, or if you really just want to utilize the wall to try to trap a hero like Roadhog. And that could really work in a group setting where everyone is rallying around that Mei wall trap, but this is Overwatch. Nobody ever coordinates. But not only that, I can probably quote myself over a year ago saying that I wanted to change specifically like this, all because of how the cryo freeze work and the situations that you commonly find yourself in as Mei. Because a lot of the time when you're going into a team fight, you're obviously using a lot of the ammo with Mei, but then you lose a lot of health, and a part of her toolkit is being able to self-heal. But that's also a bad part about being able to self-heal, is that you're away from the team fight. Not only that, more than likely, you're not going to be able to get back into the team fight as quickly as, say, someone like Reaper, because now you gotta get out of the cryo freeze, now you gotta reload so that you can actually freeze someone and shoot someone. So really, this is preventing Mei from just being a sitting duck and feeding, all because she can't really defend herself. Now every single time that Mei comes out of cryo freeze, now you have to respect her. And not only that, but this also prevents Mei from using her cryo freeze ability as a more defensive ability, because now you're not only more incentivized to self-heal, but to also regain ammo. And this is especially prevalent in like Mei 1v1s, even though you don't find yourself in a lot of Mei 1v1s, but a lot of time you use the cryo freeze to reset the freeze that was done by the enemy Mei. Now you're just kind of wasting an ability that would have been so helpful in a more team fight oriented fight. That made no sense. But this buff is really good, and I really don't think it's going to be so overpowered to the point where Mei's going to shoot back into the meta, but it's going to be helpful for Mei players like me, because now I'm less of a sitting duck and I'm less feeding. And I guess the Mei wall buff is a nice added bonus too. But let's talk about Baptiste. Even though I'm nowhere close to a Baptiste player, he's one of my least played heroes, but on the surface of things, I really do think this is going to be very helpful for more team-oriented Baptiste players, because now not only do you have a gigantic window at your disposal, which can be very helpful for soldier players, Ashe players, shoot, Bob, Bastion, like everybody can benefit from this gigantic window, but because of the gigantic window, now you can heal at more angles. Not only that, but you do more heals technically, and that's amplified from his amplification matrix. So really, I feel like this is more of a team-oriented buff and more of like a selfish Baptiste nerf, if that makes sense. Like, yeah, it balances itself out by doing less damage, but recovering faster with his primary, but on the flip side, with the secondary fire, now you gotta be a little bit more accurate if you want to be able to benefit from the buff side of things. I don't know, it's hard to explain. Baptiste players, let me know what you think about this change. I know you love the ultimate. I love the ultimate. I don't even play Baptiste. I feel like I'm gonna have a lot more larger impact with Baptiste when using the window, because now everybody benefits from it, and if I don't place it in like the best position, well, more than likely it's gonna cover at a different angle, because it's so freaking wide, dude. Wide like your mom's butthole. That's where I'm gonna end the video. I love you guys. Thank you guys for watching. Let me know what you think about all these changes, mainly the Mei change. Like, I'm genuinely curious how you think about this buff, because again, for the longest time, we've only known Mei nerfs, and I really appreciate Blizzard for actually listening to the community and listening to me if they did take my advice on doing this for Mei, because if Reaper can have that, well, why not Mei? So I love you guys. Thank you guys for watching. More Overwatch videos to come, and bye.